This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
All right, everyone. Hope you're doing fantastic. So I just watched the press conference for Katie Taylor versus Christina Linardatou. Now, of course, Katie Taylor, she will be taking on Linardatou. Katie Taylor will not be defending her undisputed lightweight world titles. In fact, she's going to move up in weight and fight for Christina's WBO super lightweight title. Okay. And as a side note as well, for those of you who don't know about Christina Linardatou, she's 31 years old, from Greece. Her English is perfectly fine, so I don't quite know why she really needed to use a translator for a little bit of that press card. But either way, her record is 12-1, and her one defeat is where she lost on points to Delphine Persoon, the girl who Katie Taylor fought last time on the Joshua Ruiz undercard at Madison Square Garden, where a lot of people felt that Persoon beat Katie Taylor, and a lot of people are calling for that rematch. So, as again, in my opinion, and I believe it to be true as well, that Katie Taylor will in fact rematch Delphine Persoon after this fight, potentially as a headliner in Dublin, which hope going forward Katie Taylor will headline at least one time in Dublin, right? Or Ireland, somewhere in Ireland, even Bray, who knows. But anyway, that was fine. Also on the card, you got Joshua Buatsi versus Caparello, and you've got Felix Cash versus Jack Cullen. Of course, that would be for the Commonwealth middleweight title. And of course, hometown hero from Manchester, Anthony Crolla, who Eddie Hearn nearly forgot about while talking to everybody on the panel on the press conference. Anyway, all that aside. So, Christina Linardatou, I don't know whether it was her manager or trainer or even what this guy is, in Cohen. His name is Brian Cohen. Now, when Eddie Hearn turned to Brian Cohen to get his thoughts on the fight between Katie Taylor and Linardatou, he didn't really talk too much about the fight. He just wanted to talk about, or pretty much piggyback off of what happened with Derek Chisora when Derek Chisora went at Eddie Hearn and Adam Smith. Brian Cohen was pretty much in the same kind of vein, but he was saying that he feels it's unfair that Katie Taylor, if she lost to Linardatou, she gets a rematch, when Linardatou is the champion and she has no rematch clause. So if Linardatou loses her title, she gets no rematch. And Eddie Hearn was being a little bit, as Brian Cohen was saying, being a little bit cute with it, where he was saying, why, are you not confident that Christina is going to beat Katie? He was kind of going with that one. And Brian was saying, don't get cute with me, whatever, I'm not the guy for you to be doing this with. And I'm pretty sure I heard Eddie Hearn saying, well, do something. Okay, in other words, what, come see me and I'll chin you. Okay, I'm not quite too sure what it was that Eddie Hearn meant by that comment. I don't know. But either way, now, when you weigh it all up, I understand Brian Cohen's point of view. His client, his fighter, is the champion. Katie Taylor is fighting for that title. Okay, she's not defending her titles. So essentially, she's a challenger in this fight, even though she's getting top billing. But at the same time, how can you get a rematch clause against somebody who is an undisputed champion who's moving up for this one fight when nobody really knows who Christina Linardatou is, unless of course you really follow women's boxing, which unfortunately not many people do. So, but people do know Katie Taylor, even if you don't follow women's boxing. So she is clearly the A side in this whole scenario. She's giving Christina Linardatou the opportunity to be the one to defeat Katie Taylor. Again, we can look at it that way. So it's a very, very clear A side versus a very, very clear B side. So again, I understand why Katie Taylor has the rematch and Christina doesn't. Because ultimately, if both these girls have a rematch clause, that means we're going to see this fight twice. Do we really want to see this fight twice? The answer is no. Okay, and I'm sure that Christina Linardatou is getting paid pretty well for this fight, as she is a headliner. Probably more money than she's ever made before. So again, I think Brian Cohen, he may well be the don't be cute, I'm not that kind of guy. He needs to get back in his box and shut the hell up, because where else are you going to get this kind of opportunity? Albeit Katie Taylor is the challenger in this one fight, but essentially she is undisputed champion. Whether people think that Katie Taylor beat Delphine Persoon in the last fight or not, fact is she is undisputed champion, and she is the biggest name in women's boxing. You could probably argue with Clarissa Shields, of course. But ultimately, I think this Brian Cohen is just acting like a bit of a dunce, to be honest with you, in this whole scenario. At the end of the day, his client, what, she's had 13 fights. Does he really think that she warrants a rematch clause? As I said, I can understand from a certain point of view, if it's a big name fighter, a champion versus another big name, then of course, why not? Your champion should always have a rematch clause, as it is a voluntary, essentially. But at the end of the day, you did sign this fight. You did agree to take this fight. If you're not happy with it, don't sign for it. It's not really a problem. Then all Kate Taylor has to do is go fight somebody in the same weight class that she's already beaten in Jessica McCaskill. Just do that. All right. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it all. Of course, you drop me yours. Click thumbs up to this video and of course subscribe. And I'll catch you all on the next one.